So quickly, it's my privilege to be there in CII, this program today, and happy to share that I've been with the packaging industry for 32 years now, and I'm an IIP alumni. And I have my last stint erstwhile was Nestle, and then for 20 years I was head of packaging South Asia region, and then after superannuation, I took this responsibility of Jupiter as Chief Technical Officer, Jupiter Group. And recently, now I started my own with 6 veteran packaging industry player. We are starting a consulting packaging end-to-end. And this is from September, we just entered into this and definitely like to add value to this industry. That's the whole purpose. After many years in the packaging industry, we should also give to the industry what it is. And it is the best time, I can say, to the industry, because we see that multiple fold of actions are happening. Sustainability is always been discussed, and we have been working on packaging for all the time with that in mind. Today, innovation used to be the key forefront topic in all packaging. Later on, it has becomes innovation with sustainability in mind. Then something which is always there with us is the packaging excellence, because without packaging excellence, I think nothing can happen, because end-to-end total cost of ownership is what all packaging industry players are looking at. And that is how my whole journey has been. But I have worked with Ranbaxy as my career in the beginning as a research associate, and then I moved to Himalaya Drugs as head of packaging and then I joined Nestle for last 20 years, and then now with, as I mentioned, that I started my own, as well as with Jupiter, I'm doing consulting for this as a technical expertise in their field. So that's what, Mr. Reddy, what I can say about myself. This is, I think, with experience, what I have seen, because Nestle has a very detailed program on packaging excellence. So when first thing we looked at sustainability, it was we were asked to rethink on the packaging. I think this is something which is very critical to initiate any reduction process of a material. And then we are also seen that reduce, recycling, these are the activities which can be taken up. But what about some of the contaminants? Because we are catering to the dairy business, the food packaging business, which is very, very sensitive on any interaction with any contaminants, any kind of products. So there we are asked to first look at all the negative list removal, which was the key about colors, about the material which is non-food, which is food sensitive, which can interact with foods. So we were addressing all the colors which master batches should be removed in the packaging. I think that is the first step. Then it came that rethink of packaging. Even during COVID, this point came up that all the chips packets, which was quite heavier, bigger size packs, how do you cut down the headspace? So this is where our first step happened, is that single-use plastic or single-serve plastics, we started reducing our pack sizes, which is like the stick pack, Nescafe stick pack, if you have seen. The journey was started at I think 105 mm, now it is at a 90 mm. And this can go to the 85 mm level, because in parallel, the machines works were also on. So whichever the machine we were selecting, it was also supposed to be compatible with the monomaterial structure and the size reduction with the speed. So always that was in the mind, that whenever you are putting your footprints in the packaging, sustainability should be there, and sustainability end-to-end. Like, it is not that we are just looking at the machine, but we also started skilling the workers also. Because a change from a polyester laminate to a BOPP laminate itself was a humongous task amongst the operating staffs, because they are running the machine day in, day out. When they realize the sealing window is reduced with a BOPP material, the entire skill, the people were, first when we all as a head of packaging or team members go there, we used to communicate to them that this is a better material, this also has a puncture improvement, etc. etc. But end of the day, they said that the machine is not running. What can we do? Once we worked on the machinery, that is how the things, they started believing. And also you have to make them believe that innovating a packaging material needs patience as well as the collective approach to the problem. Like all the factory people, everyone should come together to support the packaging initiative towards sustainability. So this was the thing. Then we also looked at many of the areas, like I'll tell you, when we talk about packaging excellence itself, today what is happening, the artificial AI and technology we have to embrace, right? So all the new technology which is coming is already inbuilt in the machine. Then we have to look at with this what happening, that lot of packaging in the quick commerce need to be supported with sufficient packaging quality, which will take care in the short supply also, but without over packaging doing. So e-commerce, quick commerce, this area needs to be very quickly addressed. I think there is something which is work is going on, and a lot of data analytics is happening today to collect information from demography point of view, usage point of view, dosage point of view, and also the marketing insights, like which urban rural market is behaving which way. So our marketing team is constantly evolving this AI area to see that how can you gather more information and put your product in those segments. I think the small packs should go there, the family pack should be in a different areas. You know how this entire journey should be looked at. So if I conclude that from Nestle experience and my today's converting industry, I think what we are doing is we are bridging the gap now. How to support user industry through the experience and through the learning of converting industry. How can we support them on the machinability, successfully running the material on the machine consistently? I think this is where as an individual or whoever comes from a consumer brand owner team to a converting industry, this helps a lot to bridge the gap between their understanding and give them a right material, right structure, and also make sure that they understand, we understand the machine of theirs, the brand owners, to run it comfortably and in a quality manner. So this to me is a lot of add-on area, and every brand owner should look at converters to a sense that today affordability is becoming a day-to-day requirement. But affordability from sustainability point of view, I think today's morning discussion also happened, that there has to be a leadership to drive this, because cost cannot be always the area which will be discussed in sustainability, but it has to be a collective way to push forward, because challenges are something which needs to be taken together. Because it is not just, because today if you see 2070 is the net zero target, but then there is a vision to it, but we have to all collectively work together company wise to drive packaging initiative and making sure that the targets are met in definite time period. Like if I take a monomaterial transition of Nestle business or any brand owner business, they should fast start moving those material which are successfully implemented. Even at a delta cost of 5%, 7%, they have to take this heads on. Only then the innovative material comes into picture. And only then the recycle or reusability will come into the picture. Because government regulation talks from 25, 26, 27, 28, 5%, 10%, 20% of different category to be recycled, reused. Now, how do you do that? It needs a commitment. It needs a leadership drive to take charge of it. I think this has to be an area which is gets shifted because commodity prices goes up, or the availability becomes an issue because the demand is going down. So somewhere collectively round table, CEO conference, all the areas, we should discuss how to have a implementation plan in a robust way. Thank you.
So I think in food packaging, still I think a lot of it is laminate packaging, which in a true sense is not recyclable.
Correct.
So how do we move from here to something which is genuinely recyclable?
So
At the same time giving the food the required shelf life.
I'll tell you, flexible packaging has answer. India is I think, one of the leading flexible packaging country. And we have all the solution with us. We have BOPP, CPP, we have MDO-PEP in the sufficient quantity. We have high barrier quantity. Challenge is, what is seeing paper moving to replacing plastics. That is still a challenge, because when you put it in the market, during the distribution logistic, it gets, cracks, looks shabby. This has to be addressed by paper. But definitely flexible packaging monomaterial solution is available. It is only the decision by the brand owner. Take the bulls by its horn, and we are there to support. There are enough supply available in the flexible industry to convert packaging. Because I was there on the other side, I knew all the suppliers are there. We have the best of the companies, Exxon, Dow, DuPont, Borealis, whoever you name it, they all have very good sustainable roadmap. Exxon, everybody. We have to just get into it. There is no material availability issue. It is the more of how sincere you are to make this step ahead. I would use the word sincerity, because everywhere this is moving little away every year on year. I think commitment, sincerity, and hand-holding and collaboration. If this happens, industry will go really very well.